Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome back to Spirit's Divine Light. So, today we are going to do a reading about what's your higher self trying to tell you. We're going to use a new tarot spread I've never used. It's called the Horseshoe Spread, and I'm just curious about it. So, let's take a look at this. And yeah, I just want to try this. And we have the Changing Life Situation cards. I thought these cards would be perfect for this type of reading of like, what's your higher self trying to tell you? Please remember that this is a collective reading, so all signs are welcome. However, it may or may not resonate, so please only take what does and leave the rest for another person to claim. And yeah, if you do like this video, please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment whether you claim this or not. And this deck is really cool because it is like, so whether it's like a reversal or like upright, it doesn't really matter. So this would be upright, this would be reversal. So it's got like messages for both sides. So I really like this for an oracle deck. I think the concepts are really, really cool. So I wanted to give this a whirl and kind of see what everybody thinks on this. So yeah, let's get into this, okay? So we're going to cleanse the cards, the energy, and the space. Cleanse the cards, the energy, and the space. This is a new deck. So cleanse the cards, the energy, and the space. Cleanse the cards, the energy, and the space. Spirit guide, guardian angels, ancestors, I ask you to join me in this reading for the collective, for what's your higher self trying to tell you. Okay, what's your higher self trying to tell you? And the first part is the past. So, what's your higher self trying to tell you from past experiences? What's your higher self trying to tell you from past experiences? What's your higher self trying to tell you from past experiences? Okay. What's your higher self trying to tell you for the present? What's your higher self trying to tell you for the present? What's your higher self trying to tell you for the present, for the collective here, please? All right. Next, we have the future conditions. So what are some future conditions for the collective, please? What are some future conditions for the collective, please? What are some future conditions for the collective, please? What are future conditions for our collective energy, please? Okay. So next we have the best path to follow. What is the best path to follow for the collective? Okay. Next we have the attitude around you. So what is the attitude around the collective currently? All right. Next we have, what are some of the obstacles the collective may be seeing right now? What are some of the obstacles? Okay. Then we have the final card, which is, what is the possible outcome that the collective could see, please? What is the possible outcome the collective could see, please? What is the possible outcome the collective could see, please? Okay, thank you. All right, so let's get into this. So our first card here, we have planning phase. Take a step back and plan the necessary steps to move forward. You may turn your goals into reality. Okay, so that is kind of like the past. So some of you have in the past, recent past, whatever this may relate to you, took a step back, okay, as necessary to kind of plan out what it is you need to do in life, whether that's business, love, whatever. Some of you I see moving for some reason. Okay, so next you have the present, and it says getting advice. Seek guidance with an open heart, ready to learn and grow from the wisdom offered by others. So some of you may be needing to seek advice, maybe to do with some of the decisions you kind of think that you would like to continue with. Some of you may need a little bit of guidance from people around you, okay? or like another opinion for somebody to see what you don't necessarily see. So that could be even in like business, for say, let's say you have a great business idea. However, like maybe there's some things that you're missing that somebody else around you could really help point out and like kind of see from like their perspective if they were a customer or whatever. Even if you're a content creator and you have an idea, honestly, it's so funny that this is showing up in my mind. So when I did traffic control many, many years ago, in BC, because I live in Canada, so I lived in BC and I did traffic control. And the one thing they had taught us is when our lead or whatever, the person who was like doing the map out of the like the signs and that, or if they were doing like a pathway, um, whoever was doing this for the vehicles, if it didn't quite make sense or they weren't sure, they'd get another flagger to kind of like walk through it to see, or drive, depending on how like big this closing of the roads and pathways kind of were, like with the lanes, to see if it made sense to them. So it would kind of see if it made sense to like people who are driving, obviously, right? So that's kind of the advice I'm getting, is like get another set of eyes, ears, whatever onto the situation so you can kind of see, okay? So next you have the future conditions, which says clear the path, embrace the journey ahead with an open heart, ready to discover and grow from the revelations to come. I think that's the right word. Yep. Okay. So this is kind of telling you, once you get some more information, be prepared to make that leap in the direction for what you want to go, right? So that's good. Also, another thing they're showing me is if you're planning on moving, you may need friends or family or somebody close to you to kind of help you look and find solutions for places to live, okay? Because maybe you're missing something and somebody else might know a little bit more information than you do. I'm seeing, especially if you're like low income or something, this is telling me that somebody else around you may have a little bit of more information that could help you be successful in what you want to do, okay? So next we have attitude around you, and that just go with it. Embrace spontaneity and trust the journey, remaining open to unexpected twists and turns along the way. So this is also saying, just go with it. Like, you are ready in your mind, you're ready to go. You know, you just want to jump on this, but part of your mind is trying to tell you like, hey, take a step back. And that for me is definitely like a higher self speaking to you, like, hey man, I know, man, woman, whatever you are, alien for all I care. You may want to take this journey, and okay, now they're showing me a spiritual journey now, okay? So you may want to take this journey and you may think you're ready. However, you need to take a pause and maybe communicate with people and like really get to know what type of journey you are looking to take, okay? So that was just something that showed up for some of you that may end up watching this. I do see some of you wanting to take a spiritual journey, kind of like learning about other religions and beliefs, but not quite sure where to start. So that's kind of what they're showing me. Try to connect with people is what they're showing me. Yes, you're willing to jump in all feet first, but that's what they're showing me, okay? So next you have the oh wait, was that? Oh, that was the best path to follow through. Sorry, my bad. I got ahead of myself. So the best path to follow through. So this actually does resemble that too. That is just go with it. Okay. So pretty much everything I said was valid. But the best path to follow through would be to just go with it. And obviously, everything I said still resonates with that whole message. Okay. So next is obviously the attitude that I thought this one was. Okay. So the attitude is no illusions. Stay grounded in truth, embracing reality with clarity and wisdom to navigate life's journey authentically. So the you don't want any illusions, okay? That's kind of what your attitude is. I want to see everything clearly. I don't want any illusions. I don't want to be delusional about this. I want to make sure I got all my ducks in a row and I know what I'm doing. Now, remember, not everybody has all their ducks in a row, and some of us have squirrels and they're at a rave. So I just thought I should remind some of you that you may think you have everything, but there are always going to be surprises. So be prepared for the unprepared. Okay, so next you have obstacles. That's so funny. Attitudes around you. I got mixed up with the best path. Either way, they still kind of like resonate. So, anyways, obstacles. So, your highest good. Embrace the journey with openness, trusting in the universe to lead you towards your greatest fulfillment. Okay, so some of you, your obstacles is a lack of trust with your highest self. And this is your highest self saying to trust me. Um, if you really need to connect with your higher self and you believe you're not, it's saying also take some time out to like find a way to connect with self, meditate, whatever it is that would even. Some of you, it's showing me like crafting for some of you. So some of you can connect with your highest self by like crafting or reading a book or watching a movie or just relaxing. So that's what they're showing me for you. Okay. And then finally, we have the possible outcome that may happen from this. And that is saying important parts. Embrace each element, weaving them into your story with openness and understanding. So, the possible outcome of this is obviously just have understanding, right? So, understanding with yourself, that's kind of like the advice, I guess, is to be understanding with yourself, understand what it is that you want and don't want, right? Um, be assertive in situations when you need to be aware of your surroundings, be aware of where you're going and what you're doing, and most importantly, try to understand your highest self and everything that you want. And sometimes I know it sounds like kind of like, oh, that's kind of lame, but sometimes we just have to take a break and maybe even go for a walk or like the gym or whatever, a drive for some of you. Just kind of take a moment for yourself to get to where it is you need to go mentally so that you can like trust your higher self and all this, if that makes sense. I don't know if that's going to make sense. Pretty much at the end of the day, everything will work out for you the way it's supposed to, and whatever is meant for you won't pass by you. Okay, so just remember that. Thank you so much for watching, Collective. I hope you have a lovely day. Please remember to give this little bit of a like if you could. I would be so appreciative of that. Thank you so much and have a good one. Goodbye. Bye.